This is question 11 on the higher calculator paper. At first glance, as you see this, you know it's going to be a trial and improvement question, and it should be one that many people are confident with. And this is 4 marks, and there's a potential of getting all 4 marks with this easily. Let's just read the question. The equation x cubed minus 6x is equal to 72. It has solution between 4 and 5. Use trial and improvement. So they actually tell you, use a trial and improvement method to find this solution. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. Again, this is pretty standard with these questions. You must show all your workings. Okay, so this question has told us a fair bit of information already. It says that the solution is between 4 and 5. They want us to use trial and improvement, and they want us to give an answer correct to 1 decimal place. So it wants the numbers between 4 and 5 to 1 decimal place, but the 1, which when I put it onto the left hand side, is going to give me an answer as close to 72 as possible. So possible answers for this are going to be 4.1. The answers, they told us that the solution is between 4 and 5, so it's going to be 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, 4.8, or 4.9. I actually always do write them down. The other thing I do, and I always do this with these questions, is I draw a table which is made up of 3 columns. The first column, I'm going to put my x values in. The second column, I'm going to show a bit of working in. If I extend these down a bit further, don't know how much space I'll use for this. So the one in the center, I'm going to put the left hand side of the equation, x cubed minus 6x. And my target number is 72, and I'm just going to indicate whether it's too big or small on that side. So I know that one of these is going to be my answer. The best place to start is halfway, so I'm going to start off by putting 4.5 in there. I'm going to do 4.5 cubed, take away 6 times 4.5, and the way I've set it out there is exactly what I'm going to do on the calculator. So if I position this here, you can see what I've done. I'm going to do 4.5 cubed, take away, and in brackets 6 times 4.5, and I'm going to close the brackets, and my answer is 64.125. That's 64.125, and that's too small. Remember, my target is 72. So what should I try next? Well, actually, before I do that, 4.5 is too small, so that's too small. I need to find something bigger, so all of these are no good. My answer is going to come from here, and I could pick any of those. I'm actually going to go up in a logical way, right? I'm going to try 4.6. So I'm going to work out 4.6 cubed, take away 6 times 4.6, and I'm going to put that into my calculator. However, instead of typing it all out again, I'm going to use the replay button here. I'm going to press it backwards so you could see that I'm moving the cursor along. And if I do delete, so I actually delete that 6, and then go across to this side here and delete that 5 and turn that to 6. That's what it should be. 4.6 cubed, take away 6 times 4.6, press equal, and that's 69.736. 69.736. And I'm getting closer to 72, but still not quite there. I'm going to try now 4.7. I'm going to use the same technique, 4.7 cubed, take away 6 times 4.7, and go back to the calculator, use the replay button, and that's 75.623. That's 75.623, and that's too big. Now that means that my answer is going to be somewhere in between there, but the question wants me to give the answer to 1 decimal place. That means either of these are going to be my answer. Now I'm going to try a number between 4.6 and 4.7 to help me decide which of these to choose. I'm going to choose the halfway number, 4.65. That's halfway between 4.6 and 4.7. 4.65 cubed, take away 6 times 4.65. And that's equal to 72.64. 72.64, and that's too big. So this number here is too big. So what that means is, in order to get excuse me. Okay, so that means that in this case here, 4.65 gets me 72.64, and that's just a little too big. However, that means that the answer needs to be smaller. The value of x that I choose needs to be smaller than 4.65. 4.65 is halfway between these two, 4.6 and 4.7. So the smaller of them is 4.6. X is going to be 4.6. Now, some people actually determine this by looking at these two, 69, 75, or 69.7, 75.6. Which one of these is closer to 72? 4.6 is closer to 72. However, to get an extra mark in this question, you do need to use or put this line in of the halfway number between 4.6 and 4.7. So make sure you do this wherever it is. Right, when you see them change from too small to too big, get the number that's halfway between them, and make sure you try that. If you don't do this, you're not going to get full marks. This question is 4 marks. If you didn't do this, right, you're going to end up with just 3 marks. So make sure you include this line here to get full marks. And if I just show you the answer space, x is going to equal 4.6. Okay, there you go. And make sure you do get this.